Welcome. It's Predestined the podcast. Oh, and tonight I have two keys. I have two keys. I have Key and Key. I have Keyshana and Kiara. It's gonna be so lit. All right, so here we go.
I can tell you've been trying and you're needing somebody to talk to.
All right. So I'm so happy to have you guys here. Oh, my body is hurting, y'all. I got sick the last day in Houston. But I'm good now. I'm good enough to do this podcast. I probably sound like a Muppet, but I'm going to push through, because content, period.
Ebola, period.
Infectious, period.
So, I'll start with Kiara. So, Kiara, me and Kiara have been friends since college, since 2008. I met her in the elevator. I saw her and she had braids. And then I saw her again and she didn't have braids no more. And it was like 20 minutes later. And I was like, how did you take them braids out there?
He was like, woo! You popping? I was like, oh. And Brittany was like, she took the middle out, you dummy.
Oh, yeah, I think that is how that went. And then Keyshana, that's my favorite cousin that I literally met like 3 years ago.
You tell them all the details. We know each other for life.
Word. Period. Oh, what were we talking about? Oh, Momo. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. It's crazy because I heard London talk about it a couple weeks ago. How she was like freaked out by this thing on YouTube and it was called Momo, but
Did you look into it when she said it?
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Disconnected AF.
Momo need her ass whooped. That's what I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
that's so crazy. Have they tracked down the IP address or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's only one person. There might be several.
Oh, so apparently what this Momo thing is, if you haven't heard, is there's on like basically kid videos that these kids is watching. There's what is it? It's like a distorted version of like a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
London said it's half chicken, half person.
It's half chicken, half person.
I don't know if that's accurate, but this is what she told me.
It looks really creepy, but they're telling kids to like turn on ovens and stoves while everyone in their house is asleep, and telling them how to, commit suicide and stuff like that. Essentially, like very, very, very dangerous territory, and it's like super sad and it's super scary that people are subjecting kids to this, and then parents are busy a lot of times, so I don't feel like any parent is like sitting and really watching every single video that the kids is watching. They just expect their kids to be watching another kid play with toys.
But even just to like piggyback off of like the suicide thing, like at 8, 9, 10, you didn't know about this type of stuff.
No, not at all.
Like, I remember 9/11 being in elementary school, and we were, like, scared. Ain't know why. We was like, well, what's terrorists? Mm-hmm. And I remember somebody was like, well, they blow up stuff like malls. And I went to school across the street from Shelton Hill Mall. And I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to blow up the mall.
Oh, my gosh.
But you didn't know.
Yeah,
so when you hear of 8-year-olds committing suicide, like, I can't fathom, like, well, you can fathom Google where to get the information from, but how do you know what the hell suicide is? Like, what is bullying so stressful about life that you want to end your life that is nothing that you can talk to your mom, your dad, your older sibling? Like, you just like, I'm about to go.
But they're so young, they don't have that sense of self-awareness. Like, their brains aren't fully developed or any of these things. They don't understand the concept. A lot of them haven't even experienced death, period. So it's just like, they don't understand that me doing this is a very permanent thing. I can't come back from this.
I've read something.
So the thing about it too is like, this is all just coming to life now. And like I told you, London was talking about it weeks ago. So what's most important is people got to monitor what what their kids is doing online. Like, don't just give them a tablet or a laptop or a cell phone and let them rock out, because there's some crazy freaking stuff out there. And that was on YouTube Kids. It's not like regular YouTube. YouTube Kids is like filtered just for children.
Yeah, they
So
said
it's targeting
and
children.
it would start off with a cartoon and then like
you wouldn't even know. You don't even know.
Like it would start off as a cartoon and just like interrupt.
So like London, like LOL dolls, she'll watch videos about LOL dolls, and then all of a sudden this little character will pop up. Like there's no like warning.
That's super scary.
Yeah, it's scary as fuck. I mean, freak.
But we didn't. But again, too, it's like the kids are different in like self-awareness, but we didn't have the technology.
Exactly.
Like, remember when we had to do reports and shit, we had to get encyclopedias and books. Like they're going on Google,
books.
so like they have access to a plethora.
We barely had cell phones. Like we had Nokia with the snakes. We didn't have smartphones. We couldn't get on the internet with our phones. Like when
they used to charge you per text message.
Yep.
Listen, we were
when you used to be like, call me after 9.
Call me after 9.
My minutes is free.
Yeah. And then I wouldn't even be allowed on the phone for after 10. So I had to have my phone under the pillow.
Yeah, that's true.
And sneak on the phone and be like, if I hang up, that be my mom came.
It's just, the world today is just so scary because there's like hidden evil shit behind every closed door. Like you never really know. It's coming from everywhere.
Yeah, that is true. Like I was watching a video on Instagram, Facebook, and this guy was talking about, I guess, these ladies that were kidnapped and forced into like sexual acts and had children, and some type of way they broke out. And he was like,
that sounds like Handmaid's Tale.
I'm not sure, but this guy was hilarious. He was like, you know what's something wrong when like a white girl come run into a black man's arms, and he was like, but
oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, so he was saying like, but the guy was cool. He said he used to come out.
He had the shed in the backyard. And
yes, he used to come out, play with his dogs, watch the cars. He said, you know, we was over here fixing ribs and sausages and stuff like that. And I never knew that he had women like locked in his basement. And
that's what he said too. He said he was confused when white girls ran to him because he said that don't never happen to no black man. He said go,
no, for real.
Yeah, did it. So it was like, it's scary that once you step over someone's threshold or once you get in someone's car, like it's like you're in a whole different world.
Even in like parking lots and stuff now, like old men are coming up to you asking you for directions and then trying to kidnap you. Like the world.
Well, even at that girl, like she was like what 23 and she went to in Boston or whatever with her friends to like party for her birthday, and some guy like took her and they just found her like dead in the trunk in Delaware.
I thought that was an ex. Like they pulled him over. I thought it was like an ex-boyfriend or something. But they pulled him over I remember they pulled him over on the highway and it was like a body discovered, right?
In Delaware, yeah, in the trunk. And I'm like, this world is getting, well, it's coming to an end.
But it's funny because a lot of people will say, like, for example, I think like they say like Philly girls are like so aggressive. Mm-hmm. Like I've been told,
but it keeps us safe.
Yeah, and I remember having like that guarded type of mentality. Like you come up to me like I'm jumping, I put my hands up. It's just like you had to think of the times we in. And I was always taught from my dad, you never let someone in your personal space.
Yeah.
Because like once they get you there, like they have the advantage. So
now they're comfortable.
Yes.
Even I remember when we was in not in high school, when we was in college or whatever, they was telling us to like be careful because like people would come up to you and be like, you got the time, or like what time is it or whatever. And when you would look down, they would either like they was snatching people's phones or they was like snatching people.
I got a story
or trying to rob you.
I have a story for that at Temple. Like I started when I moved back home, I started taking a regional rail, and you know the regional rail we used to have to go. I think what was the projects down to the regional rail. And one day I was walking. It was like one of my 5 p.m. classes, like my late class. I was going home, and when I tell you, it was like during the time of like the demolition. It was goddamn nobody out there. It was so damn deserted that tumbleweed could have crossed the street, and it was just like that, like empty. And like I'm on the left hand side of the street, the guy's on the right hand side of the street, and I always have a habit of walking with my headphones in. It's not that I'm not aware of my surroundings.
Always do that.
It's not that I'm not aware of my surroundings. Not that even if there's music on, I'll just like keep them in. So I don't know.
So people won't talk to you?
Yeah, really, so people won't talk to me. So when we was getting closer to the bridge, which I guess I would observe my surroundings, you look at it as the blackout zone. There's not going to be no cameras underneath the bridge. Nobody can really see you. It's no reason for him to cross my street. He attempts to cross the street to come towards me. So then I'm still acting like I'm a dumbass college student. And so then when he got a little close, I just like balled my fist up and looked at him, and he walked close and just like maybe missed me by a shoulder. And it was like, you don't have time to process it. It's right. Like either a fight or flight going to kick in. Yeah. And it was more like, they don't know where you from.
Right.
They don't know how naive you are. So they're just going on why they think like a dumbass college student with a book bag on, some headphones on. Let me snatch his fucking phone.
I mean, because the only, like, the basic, like, premise of crime is opportunity. So if somebody thinks they have opportunity, they're going to go for something.
Yeah, and it's crazy that when you, a lot of times, come to, like, when you land at these colleges, these people, if you're not from the area, you have no idea where the fuck you are sending your goddamn kid to. Like, these people have no idea that they sending their kids to places that people, natives, don't really go. So when you see, like, certain girls walking down the street 1, 2 o'clock in the morning drunk, you be like, oh, you in the wrong place.
Yeah, like you tripping.
Like you tripping.
Well, even though it's March, and I say that, you know, this year we're extending Black History Month into March, you know, because I feel like the people that came before us, they marched. So we should have March too.
Period.
We should have February and March. And I feel like this Black History Month was kind of a mess.
It was.
I feel like it was blatant
social
ignorance.
Media just
it
ruined
was crazy,
this
right?
month.
The Gucci, the Fendi, the Montclair.
Like, what is you doing?
Was it? I don't want to. So who put the noose around the neck? Was it Burberry?
That was Burberry.
Burberry. Yeah. The Nike with the cotton sneakers.
Wait, I didn't see that.
Yeah. In honor of Black History Month, Nike came out with like a cotton pair of sneakers.
Soldier Boy.
He need his ass whooped.
He started wilding.
Yo, that was completely left, but yes.
No, but I think even with like these designers doing things like, you know, like just being blatantly insensitive, I feel like it's like becoming I think it's becoming like a new.
That's the craziest thing.
Yeah, a new marketing tactic.
Yeah,
it's like an outrage. It's like an outrage. It's like outrage marketing at this point. And it's like, get these people riled up. So even if it's a negative thing and Black people talking about they boycotting us, you know what I mean? People that don't fool with Black people, they're going to buy, and it's going to get us buzzing, and people are going to be talking about us. And you know how some people say publicity is publicity, whether it's good or bad.
Publicity, bad publicity.
Yeah, because every time you know, they say like every time you mention someone's name, like they're going to get paid. So I have like 2 things to touch on. Like, one, how do you guys feel about like the ignorant responses to like the things that happen? Like how Floyd Mayweather said like, I'm gonna buy Gucci. And then how do you feel about, like, I feel like, for example, H&M, coolest monkey in the jungle. You're not going to tell me that it wasn't one Black person working on that whole line that was packing up like, I don't think you should do this.
Right.
I don't think this is a good idea. You're not going to tell me it was a one designer that was dressing that baby that was like, yeah, I wouldn't put that on them if I was you.
Right.
Because I was like, y'all going to put this shit up?
And I think that's one of the major things. They're like, who do you have in these rooms, and why don't you have enough of a Black presence in this room that nobody was in this room to be like, we need to go back to the drawing board with this. Because they got
a bunch of Carltons in the room and not enough Will Smiths.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, it's like, think about work.
If any at all.
And right. Even just think about work. You know, like, and I just been thinking about it a lot. I said, we go to these places and sometimes, you know, a job title feels like they give people the power to talk to people however they want to. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, that's your manager, like, I can't cuss this B out like I want to on the street because I need my job. So is it really like a thing like that? Like, I know that's effed up, but I'm not going to say nothing because at the end of the day, I need my job.
And then working for brands like that, too, it's like higher class. So it's like,
you want to get blackballed.
Exactly.
You want to let this be your last foot in this industry. So,
but touching on the whole Floyd Mayweather thing, my whole thing is, of course, I think it's like ignorant as fuck for him to still support Gucci, but at the same time, that man is his own man. He is his own person. People are allowed to have their own difference of opinion, and I think at the time that we're at now, everybody thinks that you have to agree with them. You're not allowed to have a mind of your own.
The cancel culture.
It was blatantly like ignorant. We all know that. But if that's his prerogative, that's his prerogative. Yeah. Who are we to say that he can't feel the way that he feels in his own right? Like, it's his money. If that's the way he wants to spend it, if he wants to be ignorant as fuck, let him be ignorant as fuck. Flint still don't got clean fucking water. Right. And these motherfuckers is out here buying $250,000 rings. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's bigger fish to fry, I feel like.
And then also,
I feel like priorities are definitely twisted and screwed.
And I blame that on social. Depends on the individual person. However, I feel like social media has a big influence on people. It's like people will
agree with me or I'm gonna troll you. That's it.
I think that, as well as people, things are only important to people for as long as they're on social media, and things have such a quick turnaround time on social media. So if it's hot in social media, if it's like people are talking about it, then we're up in arms, we're outraged, this, that, and the third. But then 2 days later, nobody's thinking about it or talking about it or any of those things. Like, we're so like we get distracted so quickly.
Nobody has been talking about Gucci.
But then think about this, even with Gucci, how the hell did that crap make it down New York Fashion Week?
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't no black people in the crowd?
And I think I saw something where the model said, like, she was, like, uncomfortable. Because even beyond the fact of it being a noose and, you know, how its history is, like, painful to black people as far as lynching and stuff goes, suicide in general.
Yeah, I was
like, that's not just black people. Like,
yeah, that's several.
There are so many people that have lost their lives by hanging themselves. So it's like, that's insensitive to not only black people, extremely insensitive to black people in our culture, but even more so anybody that has lost someone by suicide, by hanging themselves. So it's just like, how could you even think that this was fashionable? You know, like, of being offensive. Like, I understand fashion is supposed to, like, you know, push the borders, push the limits and stuff like that, but that's just plain just ignorant and not right. Period.
So then, to be the devil's advocate, I also feel like, well, we just know that racial tension as itself has always existed. But since old Donnie Boy has got into office, it's like, it's become heightened. More
I feel like it is heightened, and I think people are more aware.
However, playing devil's advocate, I feel like also we as in black people are starting to take every little thing and get sensitive,
up in arms.
Like the Kate Spade shoes. Okay, did you see those?
I did.
Like, from my understanding, the Gucci sweater only came in black.
Okay,
that's from my understanding of what I saw that only came back. The Kate Spade shoes wasn't nothing. It was it was either a black shoe or a white shoe, which we normally get. And it was eyes, nose, and lips.
Okay.
But for the black shoes, it took like, what are you like trying to say? Are these supposed to resemble like monkeys and something? Right. Yeah. Now Montclair, that was a goddamn monkey.
Yeah.
That was blackface.
That was monkey.
That was a goddamn monkey, okay? Mm-hmm. It was blackface. It was to make up. But I'm like, now we're sitting there taking every little thing. Oh, what is it, because we black? Oh, what you trying to say? Because like, I feel like we're getting a little too touchy.
I understand. I think hypersensitivity is a thing, but I also feel like when it surrounds you so much, I feel like some people just start to pick up on it more. Yeah. When it's like constantly happening and it's constantly like in your face, and it's just like, you're just blatantly just you, and the people that look like you were just constantly being disrespected. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you become more hypersensitive and hyper aware to it, and you just become like, you start noticing it more, you start calling it out more, and it's just like, what is this? Like, you feel like you have to call attention to all of it. But the thing that I've learned, you know what I mean, even since like college, because, you know, I was president of Black Student Union, so I was super yeah, I was way more militant in college. So like, but what I understood is that it's a lot of stress. Like, taking on everything that happens to Black people or to Black people is very stressful. And, like, you have to get to a point where you kind of, like, you have to choose your peace or to be upset about everything that happens.
You want to know when I actually, like, had, like, a hard hit with reality with racism? Was when we started our job at the company we worked at. It was like blatant in your face. You don't belong here. You're going to get whatever pay I give you. You're going to work and do whatever job I give you. You're not allowed to work in a job that makes the money. And I don't have to give you no explanation. It was like that. Like, I worked in a place where all Black people were in a room and was only allowed to be audit support assistants. And we sat in a room. Yeah. While all the white auditors sat on the floor. And when you ask why you couldn't move up to B1, well, you didn't apply to that position. That's just the way it is. Don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And then I think it's funny that now that they have more Black auditors, I don't think it's a coincidence that they don't get paid as much anymore. So now that we not up in the six figures no more, all of a sudden you're letting all these Black people become auditors for like $50,000 when they used to be making $150,000, $200,000.
Right.
So when I sat back and thought about it, I said, I don't find it as a coincidence. Because that's the company. And that's when I really felt a lot of internal conflict. I actually saw hatred, like, come in my spirit. Because, you know, when you're a kid, you know, Black History Month. You know, I have older parents that actually were experienced the civil rights movement and stuff like that. And it was a thing where you never asked grandmom about what happened. You know, it was always so like, you don't never ask it. Like, you could talk about, you remember when Rosa Parks got locked up, or you remember when Dr. King got assassinated, but you never asked them their experiences of like what went on in the South. But when you yourself see it happen in front of your face, like blatant, and everybody else will send you a little message or be like, you know, that's effed up that they're doing that to y'all. But you ain't gonna say nothing because you getting your coins.
Right.
It ain't happening to you. It ain't happening to your people. But as long as the little niggas stay in the room and stay in their place, it's cool. But when they start coming after getting your money or messing it up, then it's a problem. So I think, and I don't think college prepared me. I don't think college prepared me for that. I don't think that, I can't, you know, some people say, you know, you learn that through life and your parents. I don't think nothing could have prepared me for that. Because that was like real life shit, Craig. That was like a reality shock that this is what it is. Like, this is why you see people sometimes, some people make right decisions, wrong decisions. But these are, you got to go to school. You got to worry about being able to afford to go to school. Mm-hmm. Then you got to worry about graduation, finding a job. Now that I found a job, I did everything by the book. Went to high school, did my SATs, I got to good college, I did this. And now you get out and I got the same thing as this person next to me or more for you to tell me I'm not good enough because of what I look like?
Yeah, I definitely feel like in that situation, that was for sure a thing. And I feel like when we first got there was a management group there. And I feel like once that management group kind of went away, that's kind of when we were able to break some barriers too. I feel like that played a major, major part in it as well. But I definitely feel what you're saying about like, the thing is, like, I'm mad capable. I'm more capable than people that you have, like, making more than me. But the simple fact that, you know what I mean, I'm black, period. You're not trying to let me shine. You're not trying to move me up. You're not trying to, you know what I mean, use my gifts and my skills and, like, what I can actually bring to certain positions.
As long as you get my money.
Oh, yeah, of course.
As long as you get my money. I remember, like, I was a junior, and I found a concept that was worth $3 million. I got a $400 bonus and a pat on the back. Yeah. But then, someone tried to reprimand me the next month because some other person said that I didn't talk to nobody. I would help my coworkers. I stayed to myself. I had a bad influence on the team.
I mean, it's always something.
I said, Oh.
I feel like that's like in general. I feel like that's historic, just like with like the Black Wall Street or whatever.
We're gonna kick you down just a little bit.
We're gonna find something.
Let's humble you.
Yeah.
You're doing good, but don't do better than us.
Yeah.
Right.
So then I was
like, we'll let y'all build some stuff. We'll let y'all have some stuff. We'll let you. You know what I mean? This, but then
don't ask for too much or push it.
Gotta throw a little monkey wrench in it. Like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, and then
I had too much now.
I had to really like go with management. I was like, whoa, wait, is this personal? Like they was coming at me because somebody said I didn't speak to them in the morning, and I was like, do I do my job? Do I conduct myself in a professional manner? Do I help my coworkers? I said, well, I don't understand what this is about.
Well, that's the thing too. I feel like it's always like a Black person's like burden or responsibility to make everybody else feel comfortable. And it's like, why do I have to make you feel comfortable? Even with like getting stopped by cops and stuff like that, it's like you almost feel like you have to make the cop feel safe. Mm-hmm. When it's like, you're supposed to be here protecting me and serving me. But I feel so anxious with you being here, knowing that there's a possibility that I could like not go home, that I have to like overcompensate to make you feel safe so I can make sure that I get home.
Yeah.
And even if you didn't do anything wrong, you still feel like you did something wrong.
Exactly. I don't care where you at or innocent. Exactly. Where you are or what you're doing. If you see lights, you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach, even if you not doing nothing wrong. You don't know what car they coming for or whatever. Like, you tense up. Period.
I think I stop breathing every time like I'm on the phone, and whether it be my dad, my brother, my boyfriend, anyone gets pulled over, because it's the world that we live in. They don't have to do anything right. They don't have to do anything wrong. It's like you're on the phone, like, remain calm. Don't back talk them. I got a freedom of fucking speech. I say what I want.
That's like that whole Sandra Bland incident.
Oh,
did you watch the doc?
And that wasn't even the last person that died there.
No, I think another female.
No, it was a guy. And they said that he committed suicide too. The same prison. The same place. The same police department and everything.
I don't believe in coincidence.
No, I definitely don't believe in coincidences. But that kind of got swept under the rug. Mm-hmm. Like so many other things do.
It's to the point that I don't feel like we get that same energy to kind of fight for things because we know what's going to happen at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's mad disheartening to where it's like it gets to the point where you don't want to fight because you know how it's going to end and you don't feel like you can change anything or make anything different.
Yeah, it shouldn't deter you, but it's our reality. It is what it is.
But that's another reason why everybody's so up in arms and so angry, I think, because for so many years, like, this is these are talks that we would only have in the kitchen with like my nan and my dad. And they would like express how they feel outcasted, how they feel like being Black is like a disease, especially where we're from. We're from Lancaster, where it's like all Amish country. So being Black, you're like literally the minority. You go out to the grocery store, everybody's white, and there's maybe 2 Black people in there. One of them might be biracial. Yeah. So I just feel like for years, like, people didn't speak out loud about the shit that they go through and their struggles and shit. And now with social media, it gives you the platform to say exactly where you want to say, exactly what you want to say to the masses.
Yeah. And that's like a 2-edged type thing though, because whereas it gives you the platform to like show these things and like post videos and like show what cops are doing or show how you're being mistreated and things like that with like the lemonade stand or like, barbecue Becky and stuff like that, where you have the platform to do these things, is also so much and so overwhelming that at some point you kind of get desensitized because it's like you see it so much that it's like,
I feel like that's a traumatic response.
Yeah, it is. It's mad trauma.
But then also it's saturated too because now it's also like everybody wants to be viral and famous and shit like that, and people are taking little things out of context, I think, as well, and trying to blow it up to something as significant as being a little boy that's going to a corner store and accidentally his book bag brushes against a white woman and she starts acting like a fucking nut. Like, that's something that's more serious. But, you know, you have somebody who doesn't get their chocolate chip cookie at
or Jussie Smollett.
Yeah, like the craziest shit.
I really don't.
I don't think Jesse did it though.
I really don't think he did
it's because he's black.
To be honest,
but I'm with Jesse. I don't think OJ did it.
Oh wow! Wow, where is future credibility, sis?
I don't think Michael Jackson did it, and I don't think Jordan Woods did it. Period.
You was here,
and that's that on that.
You were here. Now you all the way over there.
I don't think Jordan did anything, and if she did, oh well.
She didn't do anything that they didn't do.
Okay, you know, I'm not mad at Jordan, even if she did. I mean, you know, I mean, whatever. I don't really feel bad for it being the other way around. It's usually a white woman trying to take from a black woman.
Lose them the same way that
if it was anybody else, I'd probably be like, oh, she's on some whole shit. But because it was them, I think it was okay. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Let's not forget where this empire comes from. Kim Kardashian was holding goddamn Paris Hilton's bag. That empire came up from Kim Kardashian's sex tape.
True.
To my belief.
No, that's fact. She's even admitted to it.
So do you
Everybody
think
knows
that I give a hell about any scandal y'all got going on? Y'all everyday people, bitch.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
That ain't contributing shit to my life. Not a
but let
goddamn...
one of us, well, y'all, not me.
Not me. Whatever you about to say.
Be in a sex tape with somebody famous. She's an opportunist. She a gold digger. She a slut. They'll take all our credit away. Anything. We won't be able to ever do anything. Yes, do anything. But they built the empire off of it.
Stephens. You know what I mean?
But they built an empire off of it. I don't give a hell about them.
Yeah, they're billionaires.
Blowing your lips up, blowing your ass up. Ass cheeks don't match your legs.
Won't be black.
Shorty
so
said
bad.
it's all hers, why thighs don't match.
Tristan just wanted to be with a real black queen. You know what I mean? And I ain't mad.
It was Black History Month, and he wanted, you know what I mean?
I don't have anything to do with
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, but I don't think Jesse. I feel like he comes from a good family. He's been entertaining his whole life. His sister's been entertaining her whole life. Like, they've been in this business their whole lives. I don't feel like he would jeopardize his career or his family's name or, you know what I mean, the people that vouch for him or fought for him or, you know what I mean, vouch for him to do something goofy
what
like
is he
that.
getting out of doing that? Though?
Exactly.
What was he getting out of that?
But see, they're going to tell us all the bad things, but they're not going to tell.
They always do tell you
but
all
they
the bad
stopped talking
things.
about it altogether. If you notice, where's the update? Where's the update? It ain't
gonna
been no
say
update.
that the brothers apologized.
Remember Trayvon Martin? And then they had all them pictures going viral of him holding a little BB gun.
I never saw it.
They always do that, though. They always do that. If it's a black crime, it's a mug shot up, or if it's a black victim, it's the worst picture, their arrest history, the worst picture they could possibly find of them holding up bottles or guns or whatever they can.
Whatever they
can.
They
let it be
a blunt, now they're a menace to society.
Listen, let it be a white serial killer. They gonna have him in his Mormon gear.
Right.
Holding
anybody
orphans or something.
White that killed a school full of children. They're going to tell you about how he had a rough childhood and
how
he was
always
beat
by
helpful.
his dad. Like, we was all beat by our parents. Ain't no damn excuse. I used to get messed up.
But you know what?
I ain't shooting up no schools though.
Right, exactly.
And now people get a little sensitive. Don't beat your children. Man, I got my ass whooped.
Yo.
But I can tell you one thing that follows me to my adulthood. I still respect my dad.
Yeah, I respect adults. Period.
Exactly. But that's what it showed you. It was either you was going to learn it in this house, or you was going to learn it on the street the wrong way.
Right.
No.
You know, I don't think there's any justification for it. I don't want to hear, you know, he was a quiet kid.
Yeah, Billy needed his ass whooped. That was the truth.
That's really what it be.
Billy need beat the hell up.
That's really what it be. Like, they be talking about people being bullied. Like, people get roasted every day. I got roasted in the group chat all day because I had an iPhone 6S. Like,
he was wilding. He was really wilding.
Like, because I wanted to get all the bang for my buck. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to give up my headphone jack. You know what I'm saying? Why have to get up my headphone jack? Why can't I charge my phone and listen to music
I feel like
at the
you
same
just
time?
went way off topic.
I'm about to say, you just went completely upset.
Was you mad?
I'm just saying, why I gotta be called Poriana? Why I gotta be called Poriana?
I just said that.
Why I gotta be, you know what I mean, the victim of a whole bunch of gifts and memes? It was wild, man.
You
But
done or you finished?
I'm not going to go out here and murder nobody. I'm not gonna go out here and murder nobody. You feel me? It's no justification.
Like I said, back then we ain't no shit. We ain't no shit. What summertime? You get up in the morning, eat breakfast, ask your damn parents could you go outside, and your ass was outside till you had to come in for dinner and still try to go back outside. These kids now is all they on. They scrolling. They on their mama's IG. They on their mama's Facebook. Grandmama on IG. City Girl Thursdays. Busting it down Tatiana. Let me have seen bust down anything in front of Calvin. I got bust down.
On them little TikTok and what's the other one called? Those little videos.
Musically?
Yeah, Musically.
Yeah.
I remember I got
grown.
in trouble for singing shame, shame, shame. I don't want to go to Mexico no more. There's a big fat policeman at the door. If he grab you by the collar, girl, you better holler. And my dad said, don't sing this shit no more.
Wait, why?
Think about it. You talking about somebody getting kidnapped.
Oh, shoot.
My dad said, sing it again. And you know, when parents say that, you be scared to talk. You goddamn more.
Yo,
But then when he
just
said
broke
it,
that down, I didn't even realize that's what that song was about. Shit.
you know, but he was like,
blown.
don't. He was like, don't sing it no more. But this was like culture of like, you know, you tell your friends, y'all sing that, you do your little numbers and shit like that. But you don't know. That was the most, you know, Nice and Slow was the song I had to sneak and sing. But now the song they gotta sneak, they don't sneak and sing it. They playing it.
And they know all the words.
Yes.
They know all the NBA Youngboy. Yo, he is so angry. Y'all ever hear NBA Youngboy?
Yeah, I don't listen to that ratchet shit.
Listen, my nephew listens to him and he is so angry. Like, these kids be listening to this angry ass music.
Yo, London was singing the little, what's the boy's name that died? Extension?
Oh, XXX Tentacion.
And it was just like the saddest song I've ever heard. And I'm like, London, you can't listen to that, mama. Because your life ain't that bad, sis.
Not bad at all.
Yo.
Not bad at all.
Man,
and it's
depressing.
just like, you know what I mean?
But it's poisoning the youth, I feel like.
Wow, we really sound like our parents.
It's so true.
Yo,
But
one
the
time
thing
I got
is-
on punishment. You wanna know what my punishment was? I couldn't watch music videos no more. That was dead ass my punishment. It was starting. That's like back that ass up and stuff was coming out. Usher was Nice and Slow, which we know now was like some fucking soft porn. But that's what it was. But kids
Are y'all canceling R. Kelly?
R. Kelly been canceled.
So all his music you're not listening to?
I ain't gonna tell you that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let him pop up on my stuff. I'm thumbs downing. Like, don't.
But let me talk to you about that for my devil.
But can't we cancel R. Kelly anything that he does from
But you gotta
here on
look.
out?
R. Kelly had his hand in a lot of shit. I knew that I wasn't living right when I found out that R. Kelly wrote "Bump Bump Bump" by B2K.
That's what I'm saying. There's
I was like, oh, I ain't got time for this shit no more.
There's so much.
I'm not
you
gonna say
have
I'm not gonna
cancel.
listen to his music no more. I'm not gonna say that honestly. I'm not saying that I don't think that
Because you
he
have
did
to
anything.
separate the man from the
No,
craft.
I'm not doing that because if we weren't talking about music,
you never gonna
if we
listen to
were
Michael
talking
Jackson
about, I don't think Michael Jackson didn't get
He paid off a lot of people.
he didn't get indicted for anything.
You sure about that?
He didn't get indicted. He didn't go to jail. R. Kelly has sat in interviews and been like,
Divine teenager.
What's a teenager? What's
16, 17, 18, you got to define it.
Define young. What's young?
I'm not.
Stop it.
I'm not debating that he's a pedophile, though. All I'm saying is, you really expect me never to sing "I Believe I Can Fly" again?
That's my
wow. Shit. No, I'm not singing. I don't want.
So you never gonna watch Space Jam again? It's over for the Space Jam.
I'm gonna skip that part.
I'm trying to tell you, like, it's impossible.
It is possible. I'm not. No, I'm not playing none of that at my wedding. There will be none of that at my wedding. I don't listen to R. Kelly. If he pops up if he comes through my shuffle, he gets thumbs down.
R. Kelly's get it all
out of here. Let me touch
But the thing is, he's written so much stuff that I literally don't know everything that he's like written or stuff like that. So if it's unbeknownst to me, if I don't know that he wrote it and I'm listening to it, I mean, I'm supposed to go and look at, you know what I mean, the writers for every song I listen to. Like, I'm not doing that, but this is if it's a song that he's singing, I'm not listening to it. I'm not supporting him at all. Like, he's disgusting. Like, shut up. Like, he's disgusting. And I'm saying, if he was a painter instead of a singer, and he was painting little kids naked, we wouldn't be having the same conversation. We wouldn't be talking about let's separate the man from his art. We wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't. But since it's music, we can separate the man from his art. But if he was a painter and he was painting little kids naked, having sex.
Wow, that just went.
Yeah, you went low.
Because he's having sex with little kids.
But listen, this is what I kind of feel from what's been going on. Is this supposed to be a recent? Is he getting locked up for things that happened on Surviving R. Kelly, or recent stuff, or a combination?
It's a combination of things.
So this is what I have.
He still has people locked up in his house.
Can she have an opinion? Just chill, sis.
I'm not going to touch on. I'm not going to get into that because that'd be a very controversial conversation. However, my thing is that Bill Cosby rights was violated. I feel like
Bill Cosby didn't do it, but that's none of my business.
Bill Cosby creepy as hell.
I feel like
they just came forward. One of the women,
one of them,
but he paid her, and she continued to go back.
He admitted to giving them Quaaludes.
He said Tylenol.
He ain't say no Tylenol.
MJ was paying off them families. So what's that mean?
Macaulay.
Just because you're giving people shit, paying people off, and doing all this, that, and the third, don't mean you're necessarily guilty. Maybe you just want your name out the news.
So this is my thing. Bill Cosby.
Not talking about R. Kelly though.
Bill Cosby.
Because he's guilty AF.
He is.
Listen, Bill Cosby got locked up for something that was beyond the statute of limitations. R. Kelly, in combination, we agree that his old stuff is about, his rights are also about to be violated and be locked up for something that he was either found not guilty. His rights
are being violated.
Look, either he's about to get locked up or charged with something that he was found not guilty of, or that's beyond the statute of limitations. That's why I say, is it old stuff and new stuff? If it is old stuff,
it's both.
So listen, my thing is the same way we got all this energy and this F. R. Kelly and sent his ass to jail. I'm not touching on the topic of if he did or didn't do it. I'm touching on the topic of, now, you see these people's rights being violated. You know, you got the same energy, fuck R. Kelly, send his ass to jail, but have that same energy when they come back and violate your rights. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's beyond the statute of limitations.
No, but the stuff that they're charging him for are not beyond the statute of limitations. They can't charge him for something that he was found not guilty for.
They did the bill.
They can't charge him for, no, those were other charges from other women.
No, it wasn't. It was from the woman from Temple that he paid off. And that continued to come around his house
too. No, because you can't do that. You literally cannot charge somebody twice. That's double. That's double jeopardy. You can't do that.
But
so that's not what.
That's what his lawyer mentioned. No, I'm touching on two things. For Bill, it was beyond the statutes and limitations. For R. Kelly, like we said, in combination, old stuff that he was found not guilty on, and we said new stuff, which I'm not touching on.
He had girls in his basement as recent as last week. Child, I don't have no type of sympathy for R. Kelly. Like, keep all that from around me. He's disgusting. Period. I need some honey.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, sis.
That sound like a damn R. Kelly song.
Pause.
Give me that honey love.
Wow. I'm over here dying,
Pretty upset.
and they're really getting me worked up here.
She said up for that one. Well, what kind of damn honey you need? You need the goddamn bees.
I just need it for my throat.
That is organic honey, okay?
Would you want me to get you some more? I'll buy you some more.
Get out of here.
All right, I want to answer some questions. Let's answer some questions live.
Okay.
Get out. Hey, y'all.
Hi.
So we're over here recording the podcast, in the process of recording the podcast. So we're going live, asking questions, and we're going to answer them live, and we're going to answer them on the podcast. So it's going to be like answered live and on the podcast. Try something new. See how I like it.
Anything of that
Any
nature,
questions?
feel free to
Call Miss
ask.
Cleo. Let Miss Cleo help you out.
I got,
When can I go out with Amazon Blanca?
wow. Oh, we got a question, y'all. So, what would you choose? A broke man that's loyal
Oh, I hate
or a
this
dude
question.
with money that cheats?
Broke.
A broke man that's loyal? Kiara said a broke man that's loyal. Why?
Like, depends on why he's broke. Is he broke because he's a bum? But I can't see no bum being loyal.
That's a weird. I don't know. Brokiana.
Put that down.
Heather.
Oh,
I don't do well with cheating. So I would say a broke man that's loyal because you could always help him
Level
get to
up.
a bag. But a cheater is a cheater. If he ain't loyal to you, if he ain't going to do right by you, then he's not going to do right by you. You know what I mean? And the money, I feel like the money's going to make it worse because if money is what dictates your loyalty, then you ain't shit for real. So I'd rather somebody be broke and humble and loyal and a good guy and like treat me well, and I'ma help him get to a bag than somebody.
Yeah, it depends on why he's broke. Is he broke because he's lazy? Because I can't be with no lazy ass motherfucker either.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cussing. I'm a cusser.
like shit, crap.
For real. I'm not about to be with no lazy man, and I'm not about to be doing all the work, but I definitely don't want no cheating man either. So I would choose the broke man that's loyal, but, you know what I mean? You gotta
Get your hustle
You
up.
gotta level up, baby boy.
Hustle, man.
Period. I already got the table. Bring some silverware so we can eat.
Who won't bring the food?
The food's on the table.
You said you had the table.
You know what I meant.
You didn't say you had
Acting
food.
crazy. Do you guys think old ways of dating are out the window with all the dating apps?
I don't think it's necessarily dating apps. I think it's the people. In the words of my father, men don't court women anymore. It's really just like you try and fuck and all.
That's real shit.
That is a thing. And I feel like it's a little more difficult because I feel like our age group, I feel like we don't be out as much and we don't really be trying to meet guys out, but we also don't really be trying to meet guys in our DMs either. But the
'Cause DMs
DMs
is all
and the
fishing.
social media apps are like more convenient.
Yeah, I did that before. Epic failure.
I definitely think social media put a hindrance on dating. I do. Because you don't really know what you're getting into, one. People can be whoever they want to be on social media. I don't think you get the real dating experience. A lot of people are like socially awkward now.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know how to date. They don't know how to be around people that they don't know. They don't know how to get to know individuals anymore. Like, they don't know how to hold conversation anymore. We're so used to LOL, Ks, WYDs. We don't know how to hold a conversation. Like, it's sad for real. But I guess that too shows when a genuine connection is in play too, because people don't know how to bullshit anymore.
True. And then it's another thing where it's like people will be like super social and stuff like that on social media, and then like you said, in person, They don't have nothing to say. They don't have nothing to say.
Fucking weirdo.
And it's like, where's all this energy that you be having in your Insta story? Where's all this energy that you be having on the gram or Twitter, or you know what I mean? You be busted up, you be mad funny. But we sitting at this table at Continental and
it's dry.
You know what I mean?
So I do think that social media plays a big role in like how dating has changed.
Yeah,
I think it makes it a lot harder.
And I feel like another thing is, I feel like it's a lot easier to find. Don't kill me. I feel like it's a lot easier to find a good woman that has a lot going on than a guy.
Yo.
So I feel like guys have like this smorgasbord of options and choices, and women, we on the lean cuisine part of the menu, the little under 100 calorie joint. We got that little corner of the menu that we working with, and it's just like
we got some fruit snacks.
Low carb fruit snacks.
Yo.
No sugar.
And guys have all these options, so it's like they don't have to like commit or tie nobody down, because like, all right, so you telling me that I gotta commit or you out? Be out. I got shorty over here that not gonna make me commit.
Courting.
She gonna let me come through at midnight,
She got
bust
Section
down,
8, and she got food stamps.
Yo.
mad fruit snacks, juicy juice. Like,
You only have water and milk for your refrigerator all week, sis. I'm going where the Capri Suns is anyway.
Yo, Heather and her petty ass courting. Insert Soldier Boy face.
You got another question?
slim pickings. It is. And it's just like, even when you do meet somebody that, you know what I mean, you think that you really like, a lot of these guys be having these like these
Who said fruit snacks?
a lot of these guys be having like these personal issues. It be like some insecurities that don't have nothing to do with you, and they'll like really self-sabotage a good thing because they not secure in what they got going on. And it really don't be fair, and it be a connection and everything be good, and then it just don't be good.
A lot of these niggas is fucking bums.
Ooh.
Period.
I mean, ain't no other way to say it.
But there are a lot of good guys out there too. Like, I can never say that like niggas ain't shit, or like I can't ever say anything like that, because I have guys in my life that like on a friendship or family tip that are such amazing men that I can never be like,
women have way more options. Y'all can pick.
We have way more options.
Men.
who got way more options? Options.
Options.
It's Chivalry did.
Y'all can pick and choose. Men more so settle. Ooh.
Chillay.
Hold on. Let's get him on up in here.
Yo.
Wait a minute. Cause I need him to explain.
Boom, boom,
And you best to pick up too. Oh, he denied that joint.
Denied. Nah, son.
Yo.
Wow, Lawrence, that's crazy. It was your time to shine. You just going to deny us? We wanted you to elaborate. Why wouldn't you come here and elaborate for
Social
us?
media definitely shielded a lot of people, but I don't think it affected regular dating.
Anyone can have
Fashion
options at the 99 cent store, but we don't want to shop there for husbands.
That.
Yeah. Heather is the bid.
Yes.
I'm sorry. We were supposed to record in Houston, but they wanted to go to sleep all the time.
Yo, we were trying to go to sleep.
Well,
I was.
Yeah. Well,
What else y'all
y'all
got?
couldn't escape. Any more questions?
Questions.
We definitely gonna do a show in Europe. That one's gonna be popping.
Popping.
Do you think?
What's the expectation of?
Do I think chivalry is dead? No, not at all.
Oh, hold on, I'm gonna get to you.
I don't think
don't
chivalry.
ever let me talk.
I'm sorry. We got a new question.
All right, go.
Do you think chivalry is dead? I don't think chivalry is dead.
I don't think chivalry is dead either.
I know a lot of guys, like, not even on like that I have like romantic relationships or nothing like that with, or have ever been like that with. I don't touch a door. If they're around, I don't touch a bill. I don't touch a case of water. I don't touch a trash bag. I don't trust anything.
You just got to be mindful of the people that you surround yourself with. I'd take little things like that into consideration, like for real. If I don't mind paying for my own stuff, it's never a matter of paying for my own stuff. But if you don't at least offer to pay if we go out to eat, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we probably won't go out to eat.
And then I feel like it depends on what people's definition of chivalry is. Is it paying for things, or is it just being polite and being a gentleman or whatever? And then if we're talking about chivalry, are we perpetuating gender roles and stereotypes? And if that's the case, are we supposed to be cooking dinner every night? And you have to look at both sides of that too.
But I don't feel like chivalry is that, period. That's all I have to say.
Well, I guess that is the answer to the question.
And if that's flipping the bill, that's flipping the bill. You ain't saying?
I just want to slip my goddamn tea because I ain't got.
All right, I have a question here. Y'all listening?
Mm-hmm.
What's the expectation of a boyfriend if he enters a relationship with you and you have kids?
Oh, I can't.
Well, I don't have kids, but I could.
So this is my thing, because I'm gonna speak from a person. They don't have kids, but I'm a person who has 2 kids of my own. My expectation is, you're coming into a relationship with me. First of all, being in a relationship is a big step itself. Period.
Yeah.
So we could date. You don't ever got to meet my kids. The dudes that I date, they don't ever meet my kids. If we're in a relationship, then you can meet my kids. The only person who has met my children outside of their father, there was only one person. And my daughter's 7. So I'm really selective of who I have around my kids. So if we're in a relationship, then I'm expecting you to be a male figure in my kids' lives. Not saying a father, they have a father already. But my son needs to have somebody in his life that he can look up to as a role model. You understand what I'm saying? You have to treat me a certain way, and I want you to be able to be a reflection of that in my son. My daughter should see how a man should treat a woman. And that's that on that.
Yeah. I mean, my thing with dating, period, has always been like, I don't want to... I refuse to marry somebody if I can't see my son, or I wouldn't want my son to be exactly like him. Like, my thing is, even with my guy friends,
because you're
like,
showing my son how to be a man. Yeah, he has a father.
Don't make her a mom.
But me and his father are not together, so he's not with his father on a daily basis. You're somebody who is going to be with their mother, so you're going to be around more often. I feel like. So I just feel like you should be a man. You should just be a good influence on my kids, period. Like I said, my daughter should see how a man should treat a woman, and my son should know how a man should treat a woman as well. And put the fucking toilet seat down when you're done. Wow. Wow. Let's see what else we got here. How do you filter through guys who actually have a chance with you on social media? Girls seem to want guys with chains and cars. I feel like
chains and cars.
Yeah, I don't know what girls you talking about, but I don't know. I don't really like dating off of social media. Social media is real tricky. Like I said before, you could be whoever you want to be on social media. I actually like to meet people out. Most the dudes that I dated have been people I've met out.
My thing is, I don't mind talking to guys off of social media. I'm more prone to respond to guys that, like, I know. Like, if I went to school with you, or we have mutual friends, or I've seen you somewhere before, or something like that. Because that's a thing, too. Like, a guy will see you out, and he will not talk to you. And then he'll, like, go home and, like, DM you. And it's like, you literally just saw me. Like, why didn't you say something to me when you just saw me? I don't know why they do that.
And my big thing is, like, a genuine connection. Like, if I can't just talk to you about anything that I want to talk to you about, if the conversation doesn't just flow, then I'm not really interested, because why would I be? So I feel like social media, just like through text and things like that, you never really understand your vibe with an individual. You see that, like, face to face. And
I feel like there's a vibe when, like, a guy is in everybody's DMs. Like, I feel like you can tell, like, this guy be in everybody's DMs, as opposed to, like, oh, he, like, genuinely probably been, like, checking for me for a while, and he trying to see what's up. Like, I feel like you can tell the difference. Sometimes you can't. But I feel like for the most part, you can tell the difference. And I don't want nobody that's in everybody's DMs. Like, that's weird. And don't say nothing like, well, when you apply to jobs, do you just apply to one job, or do you hit the button on everything on Indeed? Don't do me.
Yeah, but how do you meet people out if you don't go out and you work a lot? Well, then I don't know, bruh.
I mean, I guess that's where like POF and all that comes in.
Yeah, then you probably be a social media bull. Yeah. Like, that's probably your best bet.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with like dating apps like POF and all that.
It's really
like I've met nice guys on there.
My thing isn't really social media.
I have friends now, and we're still friends. Where you going?
But everybody's different.
Oh, like I have good friends that I met on there, and we're still super cool. What did I say? Question.
Oh God.
What is one non-physical characteristic each of you ladies would consider a deal breaker or unattractive in a prospective partner?
What?
I feel like your
We
mouth.
gotta impress you plus your friends. No, you do not.
Yes, the hell you do. Yes, you do. Impress me and impress my friends.
So you didn't buy a case?
I feel like your mouth is a big thing with me.
She said non-physical.
Oh shit.
Oh, what?
Wow.
For me, kindness is a thing for me. So if a guy is not kind to strangers or like otherwise like anybody, like I don't like that. That's a complete turn off for me. So like if you're rude, if we're out and you're like rude to like a waitress or you're rude to like anybody that we come in contact with, like that shows me a lot into your character. You know what I mean? Because character is how you treat people that can't do anything for you. So if you're like nasty, if you're rude, like I'm good off you.
I feel like that.
And narcissism
also,
and arrogance. I don't like those either.
Child.
Because I don't even get it. But yeah.
I have some narcissistic traits.
Do you?
Yeah. Ew. But I feel like the way that you talk to me, because as everybody knows, like when you try to express yourself, although you don't mean to come off a certain way, a lot of times it can come off more harsh than you actually meant. I feel like I am more attracted to a guy who knows how to speak to me. I recently got into an argument with a dude and he just started talking crazy, and it was just like, it wasn't even like crazy disrespectful. It was just like the shit that he was saying. I'm like, who even
Raised you?
Yeah.
Scumbag.
But I feel like sometimes
you see
not a lot of guys
when you have a disagreement.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like some guys, they will, especially if they feel like you're confident. Not a lot of guys, but some guys. If they see like you're a confident like person, like they'll do like little stuff to like mess with like your self-confidence. Like they'll do like little stuff here and there to like break you down little by little. But when you know you popping, like that shit don't work.
It's pre_Dustin.
Like it don't work. So it's like you can't shake me, you can't break me. But you know, that's just some guys. And some guys are great guys. Right? Like you, Lawrence, right?
Right, Lawrence?
And Jared's my baby. You nobody approaching y'all when y'all are in packs. The level of intimidation is at the ceiling.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you come over and you crack a joke and you funny, you be surprised how good you'll end up. Ooh, she said women have had to be their own gentlemen for quite some time.
Period. Yo. That was something.
I feel like guys be wanting to get courted now. It's weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like we did enough here. Thank you guys for participating. Appreciate you. Homeless niggas cheat too. Oh, shoot.
Yo! Goddamn shit.
I didn't see all of this. That is so funny. Oh, all right. We out. Thank you.
Ooh, Chillay.
Yeah.